So with the map in that kind of play, where exactly should these candidates be focused? Joining me now, Director of UVA's Center for Politics, Dr. Larry Sabato, and Fox News political contributor and former Deputy Chief of Staff to President George W. Bush, Karl Rove. Great to see you both. So, Karl, if you were advising Donald Trump right now, where would you tell him to go? That's the most valuable asset he has right now, his time.
Yeah, I call it 7 and 7. He's got 7 days, and he's got to cover 7 states, which is a very large number of states to be focused on as you come down the end. He has to win Iowa, Florida, and Ohio, where he leads in the Real Clear Politics average. So he's ahead in all of those in the RCP average, but that only gives him 244. He's also got to win North Carolina, which Mitt Romney won, and which in the RCP average he's behind. That still gives him only 259. I'd spend less time in Ohio and Iowa, where he's ahead, and more time in Florida, which is absolutely critical, and North Carolina, where he's behind. But it's still not enough. So he's got to pick 3 of these states: Nevada, New Hampshire, Colorado, Wisconsin, Virginia, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. That's roughly the order, starting from the one where he's closest to the one where he's furthest away in the Real Clear Politics average. I hope he's got better data, so he may have a different order of these, but he's got to find enough. He's got to pick 3 of these states. Any combination of winning 2 of them will give him the White House as long as he carries these other 4.
What are the odds of that right now? Just as a political prognosticator, what kind of battle is that, would you say, Karl?
That's uphill. He's still coming from behind, and he's got to not be diverted. Don't worry about Georgia. Count on Arizona either coming home. Don't be diverted by her going there. Don't worry about Utah. It's either going to come home or it's not. It's probably going to come home. Don't spend your time in New Mexico. You don't have a chance of winning there. Focus on the 7 states that are absolutely critical to win. 4 that we know about, and 3 that he's got to make a decision about. He can't get there by simply winning the 4 that we know about. He's got to figure out where else he's spending his time. He's got to think about it this way. He's got maybe 25 to 28 events that he can have between now and the election, and he's got to spread them out in states that are that get him 270 electoral votes. And 7 is a big number to be spending your time in 7 days, but that's what he faces.
And he just has to be relentless about going there. Larry, you see this this ABC News Washington Post tracking poll, and now Trump is up, and she was up 12 points about a week ago. I mean, it's really stunning. I know that you look at the averages of all polls. You don't look at one poll or the other, but does this tell you anything?
Well, sure. I mean, frankly, Megan, I'm pretty upset with you. You didn't send me a whiteboard. I'm at a great disadvantage to Karl.
I know you got a lot of free pillows.
I know I got some free pillows, but teachers always have to buy their own supplies, and it really cheeses me. But anyway, as far thank you. As far as the Washington Post ABC poll, I'd be interested to hear what Karl thinks. But any poll that shifts, I believe it's a total of 15 points or somewhere, 13 points
13, yeah.
in a week and a half. That's a questionable poll.
Oh.
Now, could he be
shade at ABC and WAPO.
Well, I'm just saying what I really believe, which is what I always do. In the polling averages, of course, it's gotten closer because partisans have been coming home to Trump, and that was happening even before Director Comey did what he did last Friday. But believe me, his actions have sped that up. And, you know, 2 points is substantial. Let me point out 4 years ago at this very moment, the RCP polling average had Mitt Romney up 0.8%. Well, a week later, he lost by 4 points. 4 points, 5 million votes to President Obama. So while I use polling averages, I also admit that they can be off, too. Nothing's perfect.
And because you're saying 2.2, because that's what she's up in the average of all polls there, which is what Larry looks at. What do you make of it, Karl? Because I know Team Trump feels heartened by this poll, by the IBD poll, by the LA Times poll, you know, all of which are showing momentum for Trump and that, in fact, Trump may be up right now.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me set the record straight. Sabato wants a free whiteboard. I bought my own whiteboard, Sabato. I bought my own. They're not given to me.
You're a multi-millionaire.
I worked hard for them. I work hard for them. You know, I love how you academics live it in your ivory towers, want free this and free that, but by God, I earned this by the sweat of my brow. Right here. This. In fact, I got two whiteboards, man. I got two of them.
It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
Well, send one to me. Yeah. Bernie Sanders would have given me a free whiteboard.
Hello, can we get back to the news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I agree with Dr. Sabato. I'm a little bit dubious about a poll that goes 13 points in 10 days. I want to see a little bit more. Look, I don't trust the LA Times USC poll. It uses a weird methodology that they're not even willing to step forward and defend. I do think the race has been closing. It closed before last Friday. I think we will see on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday of this week how much it's closed once we get past the Halloween weekend. But it is closing, no doubt about it.
Wow. Great to see you both. Christmas is coming. I think I know what I'm getting these guys.